So this video is going to be about pets in Castle Age. Pets are the newest feature. When you look at your homepage, you start out, you have your hero at the top, and to the left of it you have a column for all of your pet links. So at the moment I just have this forest fairy, which we had to start with. And you can pin these like with your heroes. I only have a couple, so there's not really any value in doing this. And I only have one pet, so I can't link them up. So I wonder if I do this. No, okay. So you can buy more. To start out on the front page, this Flame Dragon's egg is available from the Oracle, which you can find in the Oracle shop. Favorite pets. 3 of them available. You can click on these and look at a bit more information. So the Flame Raven is the pet to help warriors. It has this purple icon next to it on the egg, which denotes the race that it is. You can see the starting stats. The same for the elf rabbit, as physical resistant, has a green icon next to it. The Pegasus Elf, okay, that kind of annoys me, but I won't go into it. Another green icon for it. So this green icon for the Pegasus Elf and the rabbit too shows that they're the same race. Now if you look at your keep and you scroll down, you can see you have a section for your pets. So it shows all the pets you currently have. You can rank them, but I don't have enough to worry about. It shows the eggs that you have. I have this egg for a crystal whelp. This was from the anniversary event that just ended. I also have pet shards, 60 of them. So to start out with, you will get an egg. And then once you consume it, it'll become a pet. But if you already have the pet and you get another egg, then it'll be converted into shards, which I believe will be 30, but I'll show it later. So I'll just leave this for a moment, go over to keep again, I have multiple tabs. So this is the pet tab. If you go to the heroes and pets, it's under the pets. So you can see the pet I have, the forest fairy, and you can see that the links that the forest fairy has, currently we can only have 2, and of course I only have 1 pet, so it doesn't really matter. If I click up here, or if I go click on here, then it brings up details on the pet. So I mentioned this green icon earlier for the Pegasus and the hare. Now if you click on this icon, which is not intuitive, it brings up your race buff, so you can see these green circles are for fairies, and it shows total level of fairy pets is 7, and total number of fairy pets is 1 fairy pets. And then you have like some pictures of some other pets that are available. So if you have your total levels high enough of all your pets, and I'm not positive if they have to be linked or if you just have to have them, but you will get these bonuses. So if I had level 10 from a combined total of 10 levels between my pets, I would get this bonus to attack and defense. If it's 15, I get a little bit of earth resistance, and all the way down to 60 where I get this water resistance. And of course, just like normally you can see attack, defense, the pet skill. If you look at heroes, it basically has the same thing, correct? Ability, attack, defense. You also have stars. So heroes, in this case, I have Daphne 7 stars out of 8 maximum. It doesn't, it shows I have 1 star here. Also at this screen, you can level up your pets. To level up, you need to use these, I forget what they call it, these particularly shards, mine essence, and whatever. So level up. Right now, this is level 7. And I can level it up to a max of 15 at this time. But I don't really want to. The Force Fairy was free, kind of like an introductory pet, so it's not very strong. So these attack and defense will go up with every level. The pet skill will go up every 5 levels. And you can see when you do this power up option that the level 20 update will go to 20 health and more defense for every Forest Fairy pet you owned. I'm not sure exactly how they're defining Forest Fairy pets. If they're Forest Fairies pets, or if they're levels of the pet you have, or if it's just the number of fairy pets you have. But this has gone up, so it might be the levels. Because maybe they changed it at some point. To increase the level cap, you have to have 30 water crystals and 30 fire crystals, and you'll get these by mining, which I'll show you. And then you have earth and wind crystals as well. But so far for the forest fairies, I have not needed the earth or wind crystals, so I'm not sure when I will need them. Leveling up, you have this upgrade 1 level option. I don't trust that completely. But you can see your crystals, 3 different types. One gives 25 experience, one gives 100, one gives 500. Your experience that you're getting from using these crystals does not continue over into the next level. So anything that puts it over 995 experience will actually be lost. So I could use this upgrade 1 level option, or I could just click on these crystals individually. So 995. So I can just do this quick. 1 crystal is not quite enough. And the smallest ones are easiest to get, and the largest are hardest. That's why I would not go with 2 500 crystals to start with, even though that would have put them up a level. So now I just need 1 more. And now the Forest Fairy is level 8. The abilities should not have changed. I wasn't really paying a lot of attention, but I can always go back in the video and watch and see if this value increased at all based on the level of the pet. Because the ability won't go up until they hit level 10, but because they have this weird description of the Forest Fairy pets, I kind of wonder if it's based on the level. That's something I'll look into later. Now you have the stars for your heroes, and the pets also have stars, but they're kind of weird. So you start out with 1 star, and you can see on promote, just like heroes, you would go to promote to give them more stars. Like in this case, I have Daphne go up to 8 stars, I would need 21 copies of her, which would be kind of expensive to do. In this case, they gave us a bunch of shards for the forest fairy. So 1 star complete, and this is the ability, which is the same as what you have up on the top here. So now, if I go to 1 star, 1 stage, attack and defense power increased by 5%. And if I go to 2 stars, the skill improvement goes up by 1. So you should note, down here it shows you the number of fragments, which is 60, and next to it you have like, this is a universal fragment. Like there's, I forget exactly what it's called, but for promoting heroes, there's like universal or a promotion orb, I believe it's called, to instead of having to use 21 copies of Daphne, I could use a promotion orb to replace one of these copies. So likewise, I believe they have something intended for pets, which they have not shown us yet. So this forest fairy, I'll promote it just to show this. So 1 star complete, promotes, breakthrough success, forest fairy history, 1 star, 1 stage. This ability is the same, attack and defense, so should have gone up. Not sure I have anything showing it yet, so you'd have to go back and look at it. Now I can promote it another time, and you'll see on the bottom here it says 2 star 50/20. So I have 50 of these fragments, correct? Which I started with 60 if you look at the pet shards here. Shoot, okay. Didn't want to do that, but that's fine. So I can promote another time, and this will take 20 fragments. So now my pet has gone to 2 stars, green 2 stars. The ability here went up, gives more health, and the defense bonus also increased. And I still have 30 fragments left. I'm at 2 stars complete. Somewhere actually called it stage 0 when I was looking at this earlier. So I can leave them promoted like in these weird stages. So I need 20 fragments to promote it up to the first stage here. So now I'm at star 2 stage 1. So these should have gone up, I think. The stage is complete, but now to get to 3 stars I need more fragments. Okay, so now I can go back and you can see I have just this one pet, of course, is now 2 stars. So you can look at, you have these helps everywhere, but no one really reads them. Skill effects, 10% for pets of the same race as position 1 pet. I was wondering that the other day. If you click on set, another help up here. It's the same help actually. So I only have 1 pet, so I can't link up with anything. But you can see the bonuses that it's giving. This is just the skill that it had, the attack and defense that it has. And there was something here. So like link 1, 100%. I was seeing 110% somewhere else. And you can see the racial bonuses. So having set up you have your one pet, right? In order to actually use it, you would need to go up to your link here to start with. And you can't get rid of your pet this way, but you can select it, and then it will be active for all of your loadouts. So in your loadouts, since I just have the one pet, it's not very exciting. You would click on the pets here, and then you just pick the pet you want to work with. So like here I have no pet selected, and it doesn't allow me to save this change. But I pick it, it says not saved down in here, and up in here no pet selected. I actually have to hit save changes, and now the pet will be active. And you can see on here you have a 10 for the number of shards that you have, the 2 stars that you have, the bonus that it gives. Okay, so let's look at something different here. So there was just the event for the anniversary. So like you could go into the Oracle and you could buy your eggs. In this case, the shop here for the event actually has 2 eggs that were available. So we have the crystal whelp eggs and we have the hell viper eggs. Also we have just the shards by themselves for the crystal whelp and shards for the hell viper. So I know that I'm going to want to get the hell viper, so I will just purchase one for them this time. Unable to purchase. This is because the event is over, it's showing this here. But actually, redemption successfully got one hell viper's egg. And to use it, I need to go back into my keep, look at my pet eggs. As you can see, my pets, I only have the forest fairy. Then I have the crystal whelp eggs, and my pet shards are down to 10. So if you already have the egg, it will convert any new eggs into 30 soul shards of the corresponding pet. It's mentioned here as well, the same thing. So heroes are common, uncommon, rare, epic. And also you have the heroes you can buy in the store, which are like below common, because their ratings relate for the chests. So you can have the same range for your pets. So I believe the Hell Vapor is an epic pet. I'm not sure how they're rating the Crystal Whelp. So you can see I now have gained the Hell Viper, a much higher attack and the same defense as the Forest Fairy. In the Forest Fairy, you can see the base stats, not the updated ones for the level and stars. So you can do the same thing here with the Crystal Whelp. So those are both gone, and I have 3 different pets. So in my pets, I'll refresh this. Now I have 3 of them active, or I should say available. And you can see they're all different. So I have a green, a blue, and a purple. And you can click on these and look at them. You can see the purple is actually for demons, and they'll have these bonuses for it. So the fairies had was like a 4% earth resistance or something. I don't recall their bonuses here. Probably the opposite. 10 attack, 15 defense. Plus 20 rune damage. That would be nice. I don't have any fragments, so I can't promote this. I could go and I could buy some from the shop, but I don't have enough. I need 18. I need 30 fragments to go to 2 stars, which means I'd have to get 6 of these fragments. Well, it's 5 fragments each, and I would need 30, so I'd have to buy 6 packages of it essentially. And I only have 1600 of these blue things, not 1800 like I would need. So going back to the Hell Viper, a critical chance bonus and critical chance damage. I can level up, I can do the power thing. So power up, in this case, I need 10 water and 10 fire. This will increase to 10.6 crit chance and 17% to the damage thing, which is a bit convoluted. So it is only 15 to start with. So let's just do this. It is quite trivial to do this, and the cap is raised. And the cap is 30, I think. It's not stated anywhere, but I believe that's what it is. So when you look at the race, and it shows your bonuses for level 60, at this time you would actually need 2 pets of level 30 to get that bonus. So I could level it up now, but I will do that later. Your experience and level will show up here. I think experience from 1 to 5 was actually higher than experience for 5 to 10. It's kind of weird. So now I can go to set. I can set here, click on link 2, click the Hell Viper for instance, do save changes. This has been updated successfully. So now I'm not sure if I click on these, will it be, is it possible to get the bonus from both of them? I don't know. And now on the top, this is messed up now. It wasn't like this when I started. I think it changed during while I was making the video, right? So I have nice links here anyways. So I have all these loadouts and I only have this forest fairy set for it. So I can go in here and I can click on this. Now I have the crystal whelp active and the forest fairy, but because I have, I don't have anything in the second link in my loadouts, then when I change loadouts, then the extra link goes away. So even here in the pet battle array, this did not translate into becoming active in my loadouts. So I actually have to go back to my loadouts and change this. Right, so even here it's not showing that it's active. And you notice that I'm looking at the forest fairy, and what I have active right now is what's highlighted. So if I change to the crystal whelp, dang, I gotta do some, uh, okay, so I change up here, go to my pets. See, now the active pet has a green text on it to show you which one you're actually looking at. Some aspects of the pets are kind of, let's just say, a pain in the ass. Um, so, pain in the ass loadouts. So, in your heroes, which I don't have active anymore, so let me bring this back up. Your general alliances. You pick the hero you want to look at. You can, pick the one you want to unlink it, add a new one in, link it back up. And now that alliance is up to date everywhere. In your loadouts, it does not work that way. So I gotta refresh this. So this is just my generic defensive loadout. I'll have it active basically whenever I'm not doing anything else. So what I'd like is to put my crystal whelp into it, because the crystal whelp will help recover stamina. So now the question is, which of these should I put first? Um, the Viper only helps with crits. The Forest Ray helps with health. So whenever battle comes up, I'll have more health in the battle. So this Forest Ray is useful. The Crystal Whelp is useful. So I'll use these two, Whelp and Fairy. But to get the Crystal Whelp active, because it's a little bit higher on the attack, I actually need to I believe this actually worked. Sometimes you have to click on the pet here and then remove it, but in this case, you see this is fighting, so it should be active now. But when I click on the Forest Fairy, if I want to change it back, in the pets for this load, I actually have the whelp active. So I'd have to hit save change again. So now to add the link, I have to click on the link to, and then click the pet I want, and then I still need to get it in slot 2 here, so I hit save changes, and you see it didn't work quite right. Because really what I needed to do at the start was to click on remove pet. It wasn't showing up when I first clicked on it. What had happened? It wasn't an option to remove the pet, right? Like right now, it has like save changes, right? But I don't get to remove it. So now I can remove the pet, add the crystal whelp, save change, click on link to, click on the forest fairy, and now these are both lined up correctly. Hit save change, and now the fairy is active in link to for this loadout. So look on the top, it's like, oh, I have all these different loadouts. Now I click on them, I only have the one pet active. Because those loadouts only have one pet active, I go back to the forest fairy, and I need to fix this formatting. But now I have both of these pets active. And I could change this. Like I picked the Hell Viper. Now the Hell Viper's in link 1 and I still have the Force Fairy in link 2. If I want to change link 2, I need to use this link, which is misplaced, and change it to, for instance, the Crystal Whelp. Okay, so now to have both pets active in all of the loadouts, I actually have to go through all of my loadouts and go through this process to update them, which is going to be a pain in the ass, to be honest. So like my crit loadout, this is what I use for monster hunting. Um, Demo is not because he's good for hunting monsters, but because I want to level him up. Select the first link, remove the pet. Select the pet I want in, save the change. Select the second link, and then I gotta figure out what to put in next. So in this case, of these three, I would pick the Crystal Whelp because the health bonus shouldn't matter. There is this defense bonus in theory if I was healing or, deflecting cripple, then maybe it would come into play, but I'm thinking it's a really small amount. But I'm not positive. So I want to save this change. So now this crit level is set up. And I just have another 20 loadouts to go through. So now this seems like it would be a big pain because probably what will happen is you'll want the same combination for all of your loadouts. So because I have such a small selection, I would just pick the Crystal Whelp and put the Force Fairy all the time. But the advantage of it is in your alliance, it will always be the same order all the time. So if I want to change Tora out and put in um, someone else, um, there's a guy, I can't think of what his name is. Oh yeah, Hermidor. Okay, minus to roll and damage, right? I would have to remove the Timekeeper, move Tora, put Hermidor in here, add the Timekeeper back, and then Daphne would be set for everything the same way. Always the same way. If I wanted to have Tora normally and Hermidor only certain places, I can't do that. With the loadouts, I can actually have like we'll just say in this attack loadout for clerics that I don't necessarily want the Force Fairy in it. So like I put the Crystal Whelp in, right? Save change, pick this link, add the Hell Viper, save change. So now I have the Crystal Whelp with the Hell Viper. And here I have the Crystal Whelp with the Force Fairy. So I can pick a different combination of pets. Once you have your general set and you have the other generals in that alliance, it's always the same. It's immutable until you go in and change the alliance itself. With the pets and the loadouts, they have more flexibility. They kind of show, you know, like they're going to have 5 different links here that you could use eventually. So you could have the pets in different orders. I mean, maybe like the same 2 first, and then you have some variations in the next three whenever the other three are actually allowed. You know, this link 3 is locked. So you can see in here, because I have two pets active now, if I look at the set, then it shows the skill from the crystal whelp and also the skill from the forest fairy, which I get, and their attack and defense actually. So you can see this if you go into your keep. And in your bonuses, you can see like I have 64 equipped pets to my attack. And defense, I have 69 for equipped pets. So normally what I would expect is like your hero, you have your attack and defense showing up here, but for whatever reason, I think they're just showing it down here because maybe there's not space for it. But it's probably treated the same as the hero attack and defense. Okay, so I don't have two of the same type at the moment. I was thinking I should get a crystal whelp egg, and then I would get it to 2 stars because this is a useful ability. So in the anniversary page, I can go to the shop, can buy an egg. Because I could get the soul shards, it would cost 360 of the blue ones and 90 of the yellow. Which might be a better option. But there are some other things here, so I might have to think about it. So I do have this option. I could go and get the shards and upgrade my pet to another star. But there's, if I had enough for this halo and the sword, then that would add to my item archive bonus 125 attack. And I don't think I have that much. But what I should still show is the mining. So in your newsfeed at the very top, now they have the elf mine. So you can pick where you're going to mine. If you pick north of the elf mine, you have upgrade crystals. The time that you spend on it will change which ones you have available. And as your level goes up, right now I'm level 5, then your rate here for crystals will increase and your probabilities could increase. And they may also increase your rates for here. Like you have 10 per hour of the fire element. But if you do the water, I believe it's, yeah, I'm at 9. I think it was 8, but that's better. Earth is 6 only. Wind is 5. And I think they were all 5 to start with. And then you have these options. So where you want to go, if upgrade crystals, or you can get the elemental essence that you're going to need for your level caps, how long you're going to do it. On the north of the elf mine for upgrade crystals, you just have 1 hour and 2 hour. For the elemental mines, you can mine 1, 2, or 4. And that's for all 4 of the elements. But every time you go 2 more hours, you can take much more resources to do so. And you have a choice of using your energy, using your stamina, or using these mining sprites. So the mining sprites I've been accumulating, I've got 221 out of 300. There's a cap, you can't have more than 300 of these. You can get more sprites. So every day you can go in and you can buy sprites. I went in earlier. The first 5 that you buy is free. So you can purchase 5 sprites for 0 favor points, but now they want me to spend 5 favor points to get 10 of them, which I don't want to do. So when you use your energy and your stamina to mine, you're going to generate fatigue. And you can have up to 100 fatigue per day. This will reset midnight Pacific every day. And each time you mine, you're using fatigue. So with the north of the elf mine, if you do it for 1 hour, it's only 20 fatigue. If you do the 2 hour, it's 50. You don't have the 4-hour option, at least I don't yet. If I were doing like the fire mine, I did it for 4 hours. I think it's 100 fatigue, or maybe it's only 50. I haven't been mining recently so I forget exactly how much it is. But there's some combinations like where you mine for upgrade crystals, and then you go and mine for your essence, and then you have some combination that will leave you with some unused fatigue, but you can't go over this cap of 100. So you may want to make note of that. When you actually start mining and you use this energy, your hero will get the experience as if they were doing quests or whatever. But you do not gain any experience until you collect. So you can come in here and you can use energy, say like, gotta find the bigger ones. 4 hour, you can do 800 energy. And then you can just leave it set and set and set for days and days if you want to, like you're going on a trip somewhere. And then you can come back and you can collect and you'll get your essence and you'll get your experience too. So it's a trick you can use like when you're about to level up just to make sure you use your energy instead of losing it, or your stamina in that case. And each time you use your stamina and energy, then your mining skill experience will go up. However, anytime you use your mining sprites, there is a cost to how many sprites it's going to use. Your mining elves, as they call it in this place. So if I want to go for this to an update because I was on 4 hours. So this is thinking I'm doing 4 hours of mining north of the elf mine, which is not currently an option. But maybe I should try it and see what happens. This should complain. Server error. Anyways, if I'm doing it for just 1 hour, use a sprite, I'm using 1 elf. If I do 2 hours, I'm using 4. It's just once you go to these other ones, then you're going to use different quantities of elves to do things. You start with 2 instead of 4. You still use 4, and at 4 hours you use 8 for the fire elf mine. But if you go to the wind elf mine, it's the same. So it's showing 10 because I was doing something weird with the upgrade crystals. Really what I wanted to point out is you're using the mine elves. You're taking them from your collection up here. Um, you do not get any experience on your mining skill when you do this. You get your dust or you get your upgrade crystals, whatever you were hoping for. I broke it. Um, but you do not gain experience at mining, and you will not gain experience for your level. But you also don't have it does not generate fatigue. So you can do this many times in a day. Like for instance, I have 221, so I want to try to keep that down. So I'll just start mining. I have, I always can use upgrade crystals. So you just pick start digging, and then it gives you a message, produce no fatigue. You exhausted 4 of your sprites. And now when you come up onto your main page, it'll tell you that you're digging. And you come back here, autocomplete. I want to say this costs favor points. It shows you're digging. Once it's done, you'll have the option to collect. And if it's done up on the front page, it'll tell you to go and collect. It's like a brown button that shows up. But that gives you dust, not the actual crystals that you need. So you have to take the dust in the alchemy section. And you can filter for your hero potions for whatever reason. And you see here you have dust. I got 145 of one and 660 of the other, and nothing of these other two. So you just have to do the alchemy, and that's it. Just keep going till you have enough for whatever you want to do or to use up everything. Then go back into your pet section, pick the one you want to improve. So you have your list of crystals because they went from dust to being crystals, right? Water elemental crystal, and then power up. So 20 water, 20 fire. Go to level 15. Why not? So I've just increased the cap. I haven't actually increased the level. The future benefits are higher than the current benefits are. Now it wants 30 and 30. But what I have is only 18. So it's giving me the requirements down here. And what I actually own is up on the top. So 18 out of 30, 54 out of 30. So I just have to go in and make the crystals, then I could improve it. So I think that's pretty much everything. One thing I don't really show is what happens when you have more than one of the same type of pet. Heroes are 30 favor points apiece, but these pets so far are only 20. And we could only have one pet at a time until this event started, at which point they unlocked the second link. And sometime in the future they'll probably unlock the third one. And who knows, maybe they'll even do all 5. So there wasn't really any value to have a large number of pets just to have the pets available. But like if I wanted the Pegasus Elf, that name, um, should just be a Pegasus or Elven Pegasus. So it annoys me. Uh, so you can buy up to 8 eggs. Then once you buy an egg, it should become shards. So I don't know how many favor points do I have. 173. So let's try this. The Pegasus Elf increases the cleric healing when you attack, and then you have a chance of cleansing a second effect. So if someone had poison and poly and cripple would come off, confuse, uh, and you use cleanse, then the first effect comes off, and then you have at this like level 1 15% chance of getting the second effect to come off at the same time. Someone was complaining that was buggy, but I don't know. So let's just look at this. I'll be selfish. So now I have 1 of 8. So in my stats, let's look. Um, Pet eggs, because it's still just an egg. I'll consume this. Now I have Pegasus Elf. I have 4 pets showing up. And now what happened over here in the shop? I'm at 1 of 8. So you can only have 8. Even though I consumed 1, it still counts. And if I got another one, then it wouldn't actually be an egg. It would be 30 soul fragments. Or soul shards. Because they have such a weird way of doing things. So in my pets here, like supposing I want 2 green ones, so kind of difficult. So just the Hell Viper is a demon, the Crystal Whip is a dragon, and these 2 green ones are fairies. So I have right now 9 levels of fairies, right? So if you look at your bonuses, you don't actually get anything until another level. And it's showing you how many you have in the battle. So if I go in a level up the Pegasus, for example, like suppose I put up to level 5, for instance, or even just 2, because then you'd see the bonus from it. 65 experience. Or if they change this. Maybe they just did something weird. So now let's go back and look at this. So I have 2 and I think it is level 8, right? So in my set, right now I have this race buff showing up. because I have a total of 10 levels between these two. Which, if you click on this race buff thing, this small thing, it does, it highlights your attack and defense bonus. It also shows on the link to 60% instead of 50%. Now I can't remember exactly what it had in the keep. Equip pets 55 attack and 85 defense, which is not the same as this. So that bonus might be included in the bonus that you're seeing. Let me think. Forest Fairy Pets 30. Okay, so I have back and floor, sorry. Trying to remember what I wanted to see. So I have a total of 10 levels of fairies. And I have 1 level of Hell Vapor. So you can see under the race bonus, it's not actually giving me any bonus for the fairies, because in this setup I only have the 1. So I only have 2 levels and 1 pet. And I can look at the Hell Vapors, and I have 1 of them of level 1. So I don't get a bonus for either of these things. So the next thing I would wonder is, if I have the Hell Viper first and I have the Forest Fairy second, but I increased its level to 10, would I get the race buff? Which I don't think I should, but they have weird things going on. My trust in this button is not very high, or I would use it. And I have this capped at 15, so I might as well work on the Forest Fairy level, even though I don't think it's a strong pet. So 9, I got 1.114, 15 health. And when I get to the next level, that will increase, hopefully. Oh, damn, I clicked the wrong button. So this is why I don't trust it, right? I don't think it was actually clicking that button even. So the Forest Fairy went up 1 level, and I gained 775 experience. I used 1 large one, which is 502. Medium ones, which is 200. Okay, so this actually came out correctly. The reason I don't trust it is because it came up for someone and it used all of their crystals instead of using just enough to go up to the next level. So if it was still broken, they may have fixed it. All of my upgrade crystals would have been gone, and that's a few thousand experience that would have been lost. And as long as I'm looking at this, it comes up and highlights the stage that you're on. Two-star 1 stage. Which I don't know why they have this one. Maybe just to show you the preview. Because if you go to this, it immediately goes back to starting one, which might be why they have the same icon for both. Uh, anyways, um, what I wanted to look at was this Hell Viper with a level 10 Forest Fairy to see if it gets the actual race buff for the Forest Fairies. And it does. It does not, because it wiped out this interface. Leaves much to be desired, so I'm afraid. Okay, so now I have the Hell Viper first and the Forest Fairy second. So the Forest Fairy is only giving 50% rather than 60, which it was with the Pegasus Elf. But even though the Hell Viper is a demon, I'm actually getting this bonus for the Forest Fairy. 10 attack and 15 defense. So if I set up this way, it should, transfer through, like if I did my loadouts, I mean. Um, So that was everything I knew, and things that I just learned about pets, which hopefully someone can find useful. I'm not there. There's probably things I'm forgetting or haven't looked at before, so I don't know what to mention. What do we have? There are 6 pets currently available. 3 are uh, the fairies, 2 are demons, and then the 1 dragon. So far there's also um, the 1 Pegasus Elf for clerics, and then you have the Raven for warriors, Flame Raven, and then you have, you know, 2 classes that don't actually have any pets. Uh, Physical resistance from the rabbit, elf rabbit. Uh, so 2, 3, 4. Well, you have a couple that are kind of generic that could go with whatever combinations you want to put with. The crystal whelp, if you look at it, a 10% chance of recovering 1 more point of stamina every time you auto recover stamina, which is every 2.5 minutes. And then it tells you the total you gained. As far as I know, this will just keep counting up. Hopefully 1,000 it doesn't blow up and you have to get a new one. Otherwise, I don't know. You have it for a year, then maybe you get a rather large number showing up on it, just to show how useful it was. You got a gold border on this one, a silver on the Pegasus Elf, a bronze one for the Forest Fairy. I don't know if these indicate the rarity of the pet. The Hell Viper was more expensive to get than the Crystal Whelp, and they both have the gold borders. So this is going to be quite a long video. I see it's going to be like an hour, 5 minutes right now. So I will get this on YouTube, and perhaps there'll be some questions that get posted later, if anyone makes it through without falling asleep. Anyways, thanks for watching.